I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. Let's talk a little bit about your where you're sourcing your materials from.
Okay,
right? So, if we're talking about bourbon,
I mean that's where it all starts. As far as best practice,
you're buying all of your corn from.
That's actually a husband and wife team out of Kenyon, Minnesota, Crosswinds Farms. Met them a couple years ago. We were still with another farmer at the time, and we just got really turned on to their practice. Very sustainable. Soil health is very important to them.
Sure.
They're not just treating it like a sterile medium they strip out every year and pump it full of chemicals again the next year. All the corn we use is either organic or transitional, and we also use their wheat as well. Our malted grains come from RAR BSG up in Shakopee, like one of the biggest malting houses in the world.
It is.
It is the biggest?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got that 30 miles away and happens to be on my commute. So
swing by and pick it up on your way.
The back of the car.
Every week, either Pat or I pulls the car up and they chuck a bunch of bags in the back and then we drive down home. So
That's actually kind of nice.
Drive my Prius in between a bunch of semis and
then Mike drops off totes of corn, totes of wheat, and then they take all of our spent grains, slurry back after the stillage after we run, and then they compost it or feed it.
And that's, from our perspective, that's probably the most important thing that they do.
Yeah.
Is actually, besides making amazing grains for us, but we need them to take it all back
Right.
afterwards. Yeah. Because we have no way of processing it here, and we distill on the grain. So we've got a full, very wet slurry versus, a drier brewer's grain or something like that.
Yeah.
So the handling is a little different. Sloppy totes.
Yeah. People ask, are they paying you for that? No, I'm just happy it's getting gone. So
We just need to get it out of here.
So your corn comes locally.
Yep.
Your wheat comes locally from a local Crosswinds farm.
Crosswinds Farm, they're 15 minutes east of us.
And then your malted barley comes from, you pick it up on the way here.
Yeah.
From the biggest malting house. Do you mind telling me what the recipe is?
Yeah, for the bourbon, that's 70% of their corn, 25% unmalted red wheat, and then 5% barley. Wait, did that add up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a wheated bourbon.
Wheated bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then you showed me the mill upstairs where you mill your corn.
Yep.
And you do it by a 5-gallon bucket.
5-gallon bucket. So scoop the bucket, goes to the scale, add that on the scale, then it goes to the mill. I think that's why my shoulders are going.
I can imagine picking up 5 gallons of grains. Let's talk about water.
Yeah.
What water are you using? Where are you getting it? Kentucky. Kentucky's kind of the home of bourbon, right? 95%, I think it is, of bourbon is made in Kentucky. And they talk about their limestone water all the time. So what water are you using? What's it like?
So we use city water supply. That is heavily filtered. So we kind of have our system in the basement, tweaked it kind of to our needs. So, we wanted something, rich in minerals like a limestone.
We have battle dogs going behind us.
Battle dog.
So that's what you're hearing, are battle dogs.
It would be gross. So, kind of, you don't want, things like chlorine, obviously, and chloramine. You want that out of the water. Iron's a big no-no to have in there.
Right.
Right. That into a barrel, your whiskey is going to come out black. Depending on what the iron content is. So, but like calcium, magnesium, certain levels, all that's monitored through our filtration system. And then we have an RO system for proofing. You don't want to change once you get the flavor the way you want it. You just want to adjust the proof and not be able to taste the water, minerals, this and that. So, it does come from the city. We just, figured out a filtration system that gets it to where we want it to be.
But we're, as a region, not that dissimilar from Louisville. or area of Kentucky. So, right over here, that's all limestone cliffs on this river bluff. So it is geologically
down through there.
a fairly similar region. And those caves have been used for making award-winning cheeses, aging beer.
Faribault cheese caves.
Yeah.
So I haven't experienced it, but
Yeah.
Hey, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. Rob, Jake, thank you so much for taking the time today, showing us your distillery, your operation, talking through the whole thing, and your 4-year-old bourbon. Nicely done. Nicely done on the bourbon. You can find them at 10,000drops.com. Better yet, if you're here in Faribault, Minnesota, stop in, check them out, drop into the tasting room, have a drink. You can find us at greatamericanwhiskeycookers.com. Until next time, if you can't be good at it. See ya.
I'm going to get your names wrong. You know that, right?
That's totally fine. I'm very used to it.
They spelled it wrong on off 92.
Rob Krachowski. Sounds like a hockey name, doesn't it?
I don't know many Polish play hockey, but yeah.
It sounds like the hockey name. Rob Krachowski and Jake Vistendahl.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.